Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel that loves a challenge. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. I am doing pretty well myself. We'll get started here momentarily, just finish getting set up. If you are new to the channel, make sure to like, sub, share, follow. All of that good stuff helps the channel grow. Tell your friends so they're in the know. Leave your comments down below. Yeah, we're back to our good old 698, exactly where I expected it to be after people went ahead and made their accounts to go ahead and boost the channel so I would do that giveaway, and I knew that it was fake accounts, so cool. Maybe we'll get some organic growth this time and actually make it to where we're going to be. Give me a couple minutes to finish getting set up, and I will be right with you all. Van, it's like it's your first time ever being on my channel. What do you mean? You know that I go through this, I go through this every time. We go through this every single time where you say, why isn't the game starting? I can't hear you. And you know I have to get stuff set up every single time. Nothing changes. It's the same routine. The reason you can't hear me is because my mic is muted, because I'm getting stuff set up on my side. The reason the game isn't started is because I'm not finished setting up. Every day, it's the same schedule. Same thing every day. I'll be right with you. I promise the stream is going to start. Just give me a moment to finish setting everything else. Thanks. Also, hello, how are you, Van? Alright, good stuff. Sound, everything else is good and checked. Do I know about the new Avatar series? Yep, and I have no interest in it. No interest whatsoever. It looks absolutely doo-doo. Yeah, I don't know why a lot of these... Do I own a weapon? No, I do not own a weapon. Well... No, I do not own a weapon. As weapons are not currently allowed in the residence that I am in. Alright, hold on. We actually gotta do something real quick, because I just realized I gotta make some updates to at least this number here. Get out of here. Go on to 1. 698, which actually seems to be pretty standard here, so... Yeah, you can see my thing going all crazy there for a moment. Must be in the future. Right. 25. There. Alright, cool. You thought because of America. Ah, I see. Stereotypes. Yes. I am American, I must own a gun, right? I guess since I'm American, I must be guzzling hot dog juice every day, right? It's since I'm American, I must drink gravy instead of water, right? Alright, so we have to go ahead and get some levels into Lapras first. We're gonna be doing our final grind, and then after we get our final grind done, Dutch stereotypes are weird, but partly true. I don't think I have ever once in my life heard a Dutch stereotype, so I don't know anything about that. Everybody eats cheese? I mean, doesn't everybody in the world eat cheese? Isn't cheese like a normal food most places in the world? Alright, it's trying to learn sing. Vanden sing. No, not a, it's Dutch. Oh, that's the Dutch stereotype that everybody eats cheese? I mean, that sounds pretty normal to me. I don't see anything crazy about that. Maybe I'm the weird one, but one more level and it should be... We'll go for Fella since Fella's actually gonna get worked on. Cool. Now we'll take it back. Go heal real quick. Once we get it to about 35, then we should be good. 35 is kind of the minimum that a Pokemon needs to be able to grind on Cycling Road. Past that, it's not cost efficient. Yeah, I've never really heard any Dutch stereotypes. So what else we got? Hello, your mom has been with your insurance for some odd reason. Has been having with your insurance. Your mom's been having issues with her insurance? Also, hello, Jesus, how are you? What kind of insurance issues? I don't mean to pry, but the Dutch are known to be very direct and opinionated, generally happy, realistic, punctual, and greedy. Besides, to split the bill, have early lunch, they love to complain. Even though the person is unique, seems to have a common pattern associated. Man, I guess that just sounds like being a person. Those sound all pretty normal to me. I think complaining is a national pastime in every country. I think a lot of times people tend to be... I tend to beat around the bush for a lot of things, but that's just who I am. I tend to speak in generalities, and, not be as direct as I could. It's from Google. I see. Yep, well, I've never heard it, so... Never knew any of that. As long as it's in Dig, should be okay. It's a... Like, this thing's gonna be very slow, is the problem. It won't get the first hit off, is my only issue. It can definitely stand its own against these Diglets, but if they dig, I'm gonna have to switch out, so... Okay, so it can outspeed a level 15 Diglett. That's good to know. 21 kilograms of cheese per year per person. I mean, that just sounds like people like cheese. I mean, who doesn't like cheese? Lactose intolerant people, I assume. Alright, one more scratch and trying to learn Mist. No. Hey, welcome back. How you doing, Francisco Bravo? We have two Franciscos on the channel, so I have to, like, kind of distinguish you guys. Okay, since we're level 20, we have one more hit that we can take. Hello, Moondrop. Welcome. Oh, we're getting everybody in real quick. Alright, now we'll go heal. Alright, back to the cave. I'm hoping to go ahead and get this finished today. This should be the last set of grind that we need. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get Lapras to level 35. Once we get it to level 35, we're gonna head over to Cycling Road. We're gonna grind everybody up to about 58. From there, we should be able to go ahead and just... we could actually do 57. I mean, we don't have to get crazy. We could technically do 56 and be perfectly fine. But we're gonna get everybody up to roughly around the same level. And then we'll just slam through all of the gyms we have left. Started to say hello as a pirate? You started to say hello as a pirate. What do you mean? How does one say hello as a pirate? Oi there, matey. Welcome, and I bid you the greetings from one captain to another. What's funny, that accent that we associate with pirates, is actually started by a single person. So, the guy who originally did the movie version of Treasure Island, when he did the voice, he came up with that voice for the pirates, and forever onwards, it has stuck as what we consider the pirate voice. Even though it was just a single guy's interpretation. Does American teenagers soak when they're in secondary school? Past my school, there's so many teenagers smoking. I mean, I don't know. You can't ask me things about, like, school, because I don't know. These are... I haven't been in school in so long, so I have no way to answer whatever kids do these days. So asking me about whether teenagers are smoking in school, I have no clue. Hello, Francisco Garcia. How you doing today? Man, all we need is one more Francisco, and we can have 3 caballeros, right? That's all we need. Do I have any memory of school? I mean, yeah, I remember school, but I mean, I don't, if the kids were smoking, I didn't care. I wasn't paying attention to other kids. I mean, I remember school. It's not like it was that long ago. I just, you know, I don't know what kids are doing nowadays. But, can you be Francisco the First? The other Francisco was already here before you. You've got to be Francisco B. Francisco Bravo. But that's okay. You're Francisco on Twitch. He's Francisco on YouTube, so... 24. Yes. And a raw to you too. Let's see. I guess we could do strength and then... Yeah, strength should work, and then we'll surf. So... Can it take it? Probably. Oh, nope, not that. Can't take that. Not a dig from a Doug trio. Mm-mm. Yeah, today's gonna be a lot of grinding. I can let everybody know today is probably gonna be a lot of grinding. Just because we have... Trying to learn Body Slam. Yeah, we'll get rid of Growl for Body Slam. We have... So... Lapras needs to be 10 more levels. 10 levels higher. Alright. Bye. Lapras needs to be 10 levels higher. Everybody needs to be, like... 50, probably 58 or 56. I don't know which would be better. I think if we do 57, that should work pretty well. 56, I think, is the minimum. We can get everybody to 58. Then we use the rare candies, and we should be able to give everybody, like, 2 rare candies. So that should work. Because we'll have 8 rare candies by the time it's done, I think. We have 5 right now. We're gonna get 2 on the way. Somebody's probably gonna get a high level. So yeah, 56 is fine. But once this hits 35, we'll go over to Cycling Road. Lapras, Snorlax. I guess we could just do... Getting Floopiku up is a good backup. I mean, it's not really required. I think really we only need Lapras, Snorlax, Kadabra, and Gyarados. Those are the necessary ones. Floopiku would be kind of a backup, I suppose. But yeah. Whoa, Body Slam. Actually, I think Strength would be weaker. I don't know which is weaker, Strength or Body Slam, but... Also, please... You got any legendaries yet? No, no legendaries yet. I normally don't go out of my way for a legendary unless I'm missing a Pokemon on the way to the Elite Four. Then I'll pick up, what's it called, Moltres on the way into the Elite Four, and it's pretty much just a sacrifice in case something goes wrong and I need to deal with something. You're really going. Okay, cool. Have fun. Zapdos is okay, but I don't go out of my way into Power Plant. Power Plant is one of the scariest places in the game to me. Because if I run out of repels, or if I go in there and forget to pop a repel, I'm dealing with a lot of self-destructing Voltorbs and Electrodes, and it's not a good place. So I avoid Power Plant like the plague. So we never really go for Zapdos. I'm sure it's strong, but I also, at that point, it would basically be going to go get a legendary bird, then spending more time to level up the legendary bird, rather than just level up the 4 Pokemon that I need, and going for the end anyway. Going for legendaries just eats up a lot of time, and they're so late game, it makes no sense for me to go for one. It's not like I have any rules against it. I've caught legendaries in the past. I just think they're a waste of time this late. Tad later than usual, here for day 100. You're here for day 100. Well, day 100 is a whole bunch of grinding. We're gonna try and get blue done today, so I gotta get Lapras up to 35, then we can take everybody to Cycling Road. But yeah. Just a big grind today. We're probably gonna take everybody up to 56, go slam through some bosses. And yeah, that should be able to pretty much handle everybody. Oh, I guess I do need to go ahead and get, well, no, I could use Ice Beam instead, so that would work. I was thinking that I needed to go ahead and go, level up Meowth, or Persian. It's good, but, I think we can just go with the 4. Persian as a backup, maybe put it to 50 or something. Yeah, you came at day 100, and, here we are. At a good old back to 698, exactly where I figured we actually were. It's usually what ends up happening when I talk about doing giveaways and stuff. Don't worry, we still will be doing a giveaway. So the people who left, you know, if they were thinking about just doing it to get my numbers up, we'll still be doing it at some point, so... Hey, Takedown, welcome. But yeah, my goal is to go ahead and try and finish out blue today, and then move on to yellow tomorrow. Yellow is so difficult in comparison. Just because if I get a Rattata, it's great, but if I get a Pidgey, like, there's no real getting a Pidgey early on. You're still here because you found out your first hour is canceled. Ah, I see. I feel like you're still here because I didn't acknowledge your leaving rather than anything. What do I use to stream? So normally I tend to like Streamlabs. I know a lot of people don't like Streamlabs. It has some controversies and stuff to it. But Streamlabs, it has a lot of the stuff that I need. OBS, I think, is a better streaming platform, but I know there are a lot of things that don't integrate properly with OBS, so it requires a lot more software than Streamlabs does. Yeah, usually I think Streamlabs is my go-to here. In terms of emulators, I'm using RetroArch, in case anybody is curious. Good software, a little more complicated than some of the other emulators out there, but I think you can put any emulator into it, so it has the capability to use stuff. And mic and PC. My PC's pretty mid-tier. It's not amazing or anything. So just I think this PC is roughly about $1,000. So it's nothing crazy. As for the mic, I use a Blue Yeti microphone. Yeah, I've got some sound canceling around it to make sure it muffles, cuts out some of the muffling and pop filters and stuff. Yeah, I also have a Logitech webcam, which I actually like better. I thought about using an iPhone for a webcam, but I think the Logitech's just fine. Yeah, my streaming setup isn't amazing just because I haven't had the opportunity to, like, put a lot of stuff where I'd like it to be. Once I get a house and everything, I will probably end up dedicating an entire room to just gaming, so Luft and I'll have our own special places to stream from. You're playing Warcraft 2 and 3 and you love to stream, but no idea how? Honestly, it's fairly easy to get started streaming. Like, have you ever done any... You haven't done any streams before, so I would highly, highly suggest getting a microphone, even if it's not, even if it's a cheap microphone, because I can't tell you how many times people go on to their streams and it's nothing but gameplay and it's quiet, and nobody wants to watch somebody just play a game quietly. That's why you hear me talking all the time, because people want to hear you. They don't want to just see you doing things. Because if they want to see stuff, they just do it themselves, right? Started an Omega Ruby Nuzlocke? Nice. Decide not to show your face while streaming? I mean, it's not like I haven't. My face has been on my channel before. It's not like I'm hiding or anything else. It's just, my channel icon has been this dog forever. It's been that dog for quite a long time. And I just wanted to go ahead and make a model. So, Luftkus, my fiance, her and I, she does VTubing work as well. And I thought it was pretty cool to do VTubing stuff. So I got the model commissioned, and I just thought it was cool. Since it represents my channel to begin with. That little dog is just my channel icon, so I figured why not. I mean, I could put my face out there. It doesn't bother me. Like, I feel like I could definitely stand to lose a few pounds. I don't think I'm a very attractive person, but, you know, that's okay. That's fine. Yeah. But it's not like I'm hiding myself. You can find me. It's fairly easy. I am not a hard person to find my face. So, whenever people are like, oh, do face reveal, I'm like, I've already done a face reveal, like, 4 times. What's your meaning about fireworks? What do you mean about fireworks? Oh, as for streaming, so let me start there. Get a mic. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can even be just a regular plug-in mic. That's fine. Find a game that you are happy with. I think that is the most important thing. Think it's even harder to do? No, I don't think so. I think streaming with the camera is fine. I mean, a lot of people stream with their cameras. On YouTube with that short? I don't recall which one. If you're talking about the one that I have with, up there, it was probably some Valentine's Day thing. That was probably it. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it was, but probably something to do with that. So, what made you want to go ahead and do, Omega Ruby? I've actually seen a lot of people getting into doing the Gauntlet recently, and I'm kind of like, okay, more people are entering the fray. First one, probably. Without going to go look, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Yeah, but I don't think streaming with the camera is too difficult, honestly. You would just put the camera up there, you know, say hello, introduce yourself. Find something that you're comfortable talking about. And find a game that you like playing. If there's one thing that these challenges have taught me, I am not going to play something that I don't want to play. Because I'm going to be stuck. The nature of my channel, because I do challenges, whatever I start playing, I'm going to be stuck playing for a long time. What do I mean about the Gauntlet? The challenge that we're currently doing? You know, the whole reason everybody's here? The Nuzlocke that people are watching? That? You're gonna disappear. Alright, SRB. Have a good one. to have a special fuel rules because your first Nuzlocke, for example, you have a revival clause, allows you to revive 1 Pokemon per gym. Per gym badge. Stream is being delayed. Ah, okay, gotcha. No, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a good start. It's a good start. This is my first ever Nuzlocke, so that people are starting to play. I mean that the subreddit for Nuzlocks is really starting to... So, a mic, webcam, software, and notebook. I keep a notebook for myself just because it helps me keep stuff. When people talk to me, I like to write stuff down, so that way I can remember things, or when people make suggestions, I know what I'm doing. Really, at very minimum, let's talk streaming for a second here. I'm gonna pause what I'm doing here. So, and I'll stop the music so I don't get slapped with another copyright like I did yesterday. So, let's start with software. That streaming software is the bare minimum you're gonna need to start streaming. So, you could go ahead and start doing gameplays and stream, and that's fine. And it's great. You have to decide whether you want to do one of two things. There's two ways to go about content creation, in my opinion. Either you're going to be doing live streams, which I can tell you live streaming is going to be very difficult to do. I am what you would call a pure live channel, and let me tell you, it is so hard to grow on a pure live channel. I've heard a lot of people say that pure live channels are impossible to grow, and I can understand why they say that, because it really is impossible to grow. It's so difficult to grow a live channel. Twitch is designed to do a lot of live stuff, so if you are going to do on Twitch, then you will be streaming all the time. Let me take a look at the rest of the chat. Lost 2 Pokemon to your rival. Luckily, one of them was specifically called Death Fodder, so not too big a loss. Yeah, I figure a lot of people actually go in with a game plan to lose particular Pokemon, especially if they do gym caps. They go in with the intention of possibly losing 1 or 2 things, and going in with a lot of the bare minimum. But yeah, so you're either going to do live stream, or you're going to go ahead and do pre-recorded stuff. If you're doing live streams, everything you do is going to be live all the time. People are going to see you mess up. People are going to catch you off guard. You're going to have to deal with being able to go ahead and talk to people at the same time that you're doing a performance. And one of the things that I found with live streaming is that you can either entertain people or you can play your game well. You cannot do both at the same time. Because you're either going to be focusing on your game and you're going to neglect your chat, or you're going to go ahead and you're going to focus on your chat and you're going to neglect your game. It's just what happens. It's why I lose some of my Pokemon, because I look at chat and I'm talking to you guys, and then I go onto autopilot and then I get dug into the ground. That's kind of the reason I've lost, like, more than my fair share of Pokemon. But yeah, that's one of those things you got to keep in mind if you're going to live stream. If you're going to do pre-recorded content, you had better get used to making commentary on the stuff that you're doing. If you're picking up a leaf, you better have 8 things to say about that leaf. You better be able to talk about that leaf, look at the shape of the leaf, make an analogy about the leaf, make a joke about that leaf, talk about its color, and then put it in your inventory and say, where the hell am I supposed to fit this thing while your backpack is completely empty? You know, that kind of stuff. You tried streaming on Twitch, didn't go well. I think literally everyone who was there is just someone from Discord who announced it. It sucked, take it from me. Yeah, it's difficult. Doing content creation, it requires... You gotta be a very specific type of person to get into content creation. I can tell you that much right now. Why do you have more followers on YouTube than Twitch? Probably because I started out on, like, YouTube, and... So Twitch had a thing where they wouldn't allow multi-streams for the longest time, so I kind of had to make the decision of, do I go ahead and stream on Twitch, or do I go ahead and stream on YouTube? And YouTube was kind of just the better cake. I felt like the community was better there than it was anything else, so, you know. people show up on Twitch. It's nice when they do. When they don't, it's fine. But yeah, you really have to be... You got to be a special kind of person to stream on Twitch. And I don't mean like you have to be special. I mean, you have to be able to entertain yourself. You have to be the kind of person that can laugh at your own jokes. I think I'm fucking hilarious sometimes. I laugh at my own jokes all the time, but, you know, I spend a lot of time preparing jokes in my head for specific purposes. You know, no one is going to have a joke ready for when you get slapped with a sandwich in the face, but I absolutely do, because it's happened to me in the past once, and I thought, hey, I could capitalize on this on the thing. I like to think of live streams as, like, a form of stand-up comedy, where I say a lot of not funny things, but then I try and, like, make it funny when I can. Twitch has an age limit, no 5-year-olds on Twitch. What the... Listen, I've seen some people on Twitch, I've seen some people being like, shoving their children up on Twitch and be like, oh my god, look at my crabs! And like, I don't know, like, I feel like there should be a limit to technology to like how old you should be to be able to interact with some of this stuff, but you know, we live in a very day and age where I'm the grandpa here and nobody wants to hear that, so. Hey Primrose, we're talking about streaming here. Somebody actually asked, so I'm giving them the actual down and dirty what it actually is like to stream. Sometimes you'll be streaming to an empty room and you got to be able to entertain yourself. Sometimes you'll be streaming to dozens or hundreds of people, and you have to be aware of what you're doing. One thing Roblox streams will blow up. See, that's the thing. I'm not looking to go ahead and that's why I always say do something that you want to do, because I don't really want to play Roblox. It doesn't appeal to me at all. Sure, could I go ahead and make my channel off of it? Could I get more popular off of Roblox? Absolutely. Do I want to do that? No. I don't want to do that at all. It doesn't show any appeal to me. There are games that I would much rather play. Like, right now, I'm thinking about Risk of Rain. I'm thinking about Helldivers. I'm sitting here playing Pokemon, thinking about those two games right now. Because, oh, yeah, and I'm thinking about, like, one of my other... Be sarcastic if you are. I mean, I suppose, but it's just not, like... It's not my thing. Yeah, I knew a guy used to stream, but he decided to get an editing and underwater photography. Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to get into. It certainly isn't. It's not for the faint of heart. So, yeah, but if you go content creation, I think you have a much better chance. Skits, news, and product reviews, and drama. You know, skits, news, and product reviews, and drama. Those are basically your way to go ahead and get up if you do content creation rather than just streaming all the time. But yeah, I mean, I do this because I like it, not because it's going to make me any money. I don't expect to ever be rich. I don't know if I'll ever be popular. I hope someday. I hope someday I become popular. I hope everybody tells all their friends to come see me, and all of their friends tell their friends, and everybody shows up, and one day I can have a say in the content creation universe. And it would be nice to go ahead and be popular enough to show up in, like Creator Clash or something like that. Or popular enough to run into Markiplier, because he's one of the people I would like to meet in my life. I feel like every time I've heard an interview from him, we would have a lot in common, and we'd either be really good friends or we'd be really big rivals. One of the two. I'm sure he wouldn't see it that way, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this. If you have any questions about content creation or stuff, feel free to ask. I wouldn't say I'm the expert or can give you any great advice, but I can tell you what it actually feels like. That's all. Hope the same for you in the future. Oh, thanks. I really hope someday I do blow up over something. You know, hopefully just not in real life. That would suck. Hello, Simone. How are you doing today? Let's get back into it. Now that I've spent like 20-something minutes waxing poetic about streaming. We may take it to, like... It's got enough HP, I think, to be able to tank, in Cycling Road, but it doesn't have the speed to be able to keep up with things like Spearow, or Hyperfang Raticate. So I would just end up wasting a lot of time if I try and take it over there right now. It could definitely do stuff, but I don't think it would be worth it, so... Surf. These are my least favorite days. Like, I don't like the grind, just like you guys don't like the grind, but the grind is so... It's just as important as breeding was to Ark, where we spent so many days just breeding. And I know a lot of people say that there might be better places to grind, but I personally do feel like this is one of the safest places I can be in a grind right now. There is another place that I think might be better to grind at, but I don't think the XP is good, and I think it has a higher risk ratio, which is Rock Tunnel. I think Rock Tunnel has a decent place to grind, with slightly higher levels, but the risk ratio is a little worse, just because there are, confused Zubats and a couple other things here or there. Plus, it's dark, and I don't want to get lost in the cave. Alright, there it is, 35. Now we can move over. We're gonna switch our grind spot now to Celadon. Alright. Now, Cycling Road is our new grind spot. We're spending all of our time here. And I think I should be able to take out some of the little guys. Easier with like water gun, and then the rest like body slam and stuff like that. I may not take everything out in one go, so I'll have to keep that in mind. But as quick attack should be about the only thing that I have to worry about. I think I'm faster than most other stuff. Just quick attack would be the one. Oh, never mind. Disregard. I can still be hyper fanged. If we get hit one more time, then we switch out. That's the problem with this route, is the XP can be slightly better, but it has higher risk associated with it. So I need to be a little bit more careful when I grind here. That's a switch. Much as I'd like to stay on it. I probably could have given this thing Lightning Bolt, and it would have been a better option, but Lightning Bolt is currently where it's at, so nothing to do about it. Surf is probably... I think more what I'll end up doing is instead of giving Ice Beam to Gyarados, I think we're gonna give Thunderbolt to Gyarados next time. Just doing your yearly Pokemon deck organizing? Oh man, that must be horrific. Boy, I haven't even... That's like if I were to go ahead and do a yearly... I have so many Magic cards. I've been collecting Magic for ages. So I have so many Magic cards. If I were to organize that, like... Honestly, I'm ready to sell all my Magic stuff. I don't like the company. I don't like what Wizards of the Coast has done, and I don't like what Hasbro has done with Wizards of the Coast. So, I'm ready to sell off all of my Magic stuff. So if anybody knows a buyer or something like that, please let me know. I've got a ton of Magic stuff. Think it can be therapeutic? It can. It definitely can be therapeutic. I understand how it can feel nice to go in and look through those cards and everything. You can even sit there and just reminisce about all the stuff you did as a kid and everything else when looking through a collection. Oh, we out just surfs? That's it? Alright. We don't really need Floopy-Coo, although it's there. I guess Hooternubs. We'll go ahead and get Hooternubs going. It's pretty much able to just confusion its way through everything, I think, so... Getting its levels should be pretty fast. It only has to worry about quick attacks. Other than that, it outpaces everything. So, when you're talking about organizing your cards and everything, what collections are you looking at? Are you just organizing decks, rebuilding? Do you play competitively, casual? It's been a while since I've played Pokemon or in a league or anything else like that. I remember when the league was first started. I had 2 decks I ran, which one was Mr. Mime counters, and then the Haymaker deck with Scyther, Electabuzz, and Hitmonchan. Which was stupid because Hitmonchan, like, you drop a Hitmonchan, it gets its first energy, and it can hit for like 20, and it would be able to knock out most things immediately. All of the above and a casual player? Gotcha. Yeah, like, when I was over in, when I was stationed out in Utah, one of the guys who played in the Pokemon League had actually played in Worlds. One of the guys over here actually had played, that I know, had played in Worlds for Yu-Gi-Oh! He would always take everything, like, so seriously, and he had no such thing as a casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. And back when he was playing Judgment, Judgment Dragon, I think it was. The Lightfarers, or whatever the hell they were called. What's your favorite Pokemon game? Good question. Let me think. If we're talking mainline series, I'd probably say Generation 5. I think Black and White did a great job of pulling together a lot of the stuff that people loved about Pokemon. And it had very good storytelling. The Pokemon were pretty great. The abilities were nice. It meshed extremely well. And I think everyone can agree that Black and White is a good game. Even if you don't think it's your favorite game, you can at least agree it's a good game. Whereas a lot of people can say every other one is good or bad for insert reason. But Black and White doesn't have very many people who hate it. So, Detective Pikachu, Meowth GX, Sylveon GX deck, and Champion Tin featuring Gyarados. That's pretty cool. That's super cool. Yeah, Fella. We'll put Fella up front. What about yourself? Also, hello, LeChonk Bacon. LeChonk Bacon. Thanks for asking. Just so you personally want to play on my emulator. Personally, is Crystal version. Oh, God! Man, don't get me started on Crystal. Crystal is a good version, but, this is my second, technically it's my third, but we're counting this as my second because we're not counting me getting knocked out immediately when I start as my third attempt. So this is my second attempt through. I got knocked out in Crystal because of, Morty's Gengar in a very unfortunate series of Sleep Dream Eats. It was real nasty. Now I know never to go in unprepared there. Turn the Gyarados tin into a Team Plasma themed deck? Oh, that's pretty cool. Man, I remember talking about Team Plasma. I remember, like, because I still have my binder. It's a complete near first edition of Jungle, Basic, and Fossil. And I think it's the first edition cards that I'm missing are, like, some weird things like Coughings or Ekans or some weird stuff here or there. Not like other things. But there's a first edition like Charizard and Blastoise and, you know, the first ones I pulled and all of that in there. So, I'm sure that binder is worth enough to get me a down payment on a house. And one day I'll sell it. Just gotta find somebody to sell it to. Yeah, Crystal is a great... Crystal, I played the hell out of Crystal. The AI in Crystal is surprisingly way better than Gold and Silver. It seems like it's the same game, but it has just enough adjustments to make it a completely different monster. So, yeah, I feel you there. The only reason I'm playing on emulator is because I find it's such a pain in the ass to get the hardware, software, and games to function properly, to capture anything on either the bricks or colors or stuff like that. So it's just easier to do it this way. Uncle gave you your Dialga Palkia DS. Needs to be fixed. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember, like, the first Game Boy I had the original brick, and then I ended up getting the Pikachu Game Boy at some point. Yeah, so that was that. Ever since that, I pretty much had gotten most of the stuff myself. My dad was not a big fan of video games, so, you know, there was a distinct lack of video games in my household. I remember, oh god, I got bad grades in school one time. You guys are gonna feel the pain here. For anybody who didn't grow up with it, it's pretty easy on emulator for you. Well, I am glad that you had a good time with it on emulator because, I mean, it's a slightly different monster because I went in fairly certain that I was going to win, with my Pokemon over-leveled, and Morty ended up pulling out some stuff I just wasn't prepared for. Suggest this, Vim's Lair. Yep, I am well aware of Vim's Lair. I have been a fan of Vim's Lair since, you know, since I was in high school. Way back yonder. Yeah, it's funny because it's weird looking back that I've like been visiting Vim's Lair forever. So when I started looking up my first time trying to get an emulator set up, my first thought was, I wonder if Vim's Lair is still up, and it was, and I just blew my mind. The fact that they not only are they up, but they have even more than they used to back when. It was really cool to see that, like, something from my something that was still around after all that time. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Vimslayer. Although everything that I have emulated, I physically own. I'm a very firm believer in emulation and ROM ownership, so all of the games that I have, I physically own. So, you know, if Nintendo busts down the door and they're like, freeze, I'm a cop, I can be like, look, here's my physical copy of the game. I actually own this. You can't go ahead and say I'm doing anything illegal because I physically have a copy. It's just easier to do it this way. Alright, once we're once we're out of ice beams, we'll be switching off to... We'll go heal up. The last ice beam. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Hooter Nubs. Yeah, I usually end up telling people, hey, it's the drink of that island from Far Harbor. I try not to tell people too much. You refuse to buy digital copies? I don't think there's anything wrong with digital copies, but I feel like the way that a lot of digital media is done nowadays, when you tend to purchase a lot of these things as a digital copy, you usually end up buying the license to use that piece of software rather than having a physical copy of it. Mind you, like, at the end of the day, it's some billion-dollar corporation. Do I give a flying rat's ass about them? Not really. Especially not Game Freak or Pokemon Company or whatever they call themselves these days. I am not personally a very big fan of them. At the same time, from the perspective of a business owner, nobody wants to get their product stolen. So, I understand that if it's like a super old game, sure, makes sense. No one's out there buying a direct sealed copy of Pokemon from Nintendo these days. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Somebody must be talking shit about me. It's probably you guys. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking, like, new games, I understand, yeah, people want to play it, but support the companies when they do a good job. Don't support them when they don't. You know, that makes sense. Also, to anybody else who's out there, if you're new to the channel, you know, I'm usually here every single day, most days, so I occasionally take the day off, so feel free to go ahead and stop in. I'm here. You know, follow and sub, so that way you can make sure you're here. I have a pretty consistent stream schedule, until it isn't. Appreciate that mindset. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, I understand why people pirate. I do. I get it. I understand why people emulate. I understand why people do it. And I understand not everybody has the money to go ahead and do it. But saying that you don't have the money to do it and then pirating it and downloading it and playing it for X number of years, and then when you finally do have the money, not supporting that company by going out and getting the thing that they're the new, brand new spanking, you know, new hotness instead of the old busted, you know. It feels bad that people would just pirate everything and then not want to support the people who produce the things when they have the capability to. Now, mind you, you know, you can go ahead and be like, okay, boomer, I don't want to spend that money. I could be buying my asparagus wheat. Or what? Asparagus wheat. Instead of avocado toast. Okay, asparagus wheat. That's gonna be my new fucking name for it. You know, like I said, support. If they do a good job, support them. If not, it's you don't have to burn down the whole building to go ahead and say, hey, you've got a problem. Just don't vote with your wallet. I'm a very firm believer of voting with your wallet. You don't like something, don't put money into it. Anyway, I'm over here, like, shilling for large corporations, like they own me or something, like I'm getting sponsored. Many of you corporations out there want to go to sponsor me, I'm available. Alright, so remember, 56 is where we're going. Please don't let me go past 56. Nobody wants to be here longer than level 56, because it's a pain. I mean, we could technically go in, I think, with level 55, and, you know, 59 would be more than capable of handling, you know, Rival and whatever. Biggest gripes of Game Freak is going after fan games. Oh, yeah. They only do it because there probably is a couple reasons why. So, long ago and far away, I wanted to go ahead and be a corporate defense attorney. Hashtag I am not a lawyer, but I do understand why they go about it. So, Game Freak has it has access to its own properties, right? So it obviously owns Pokemon. It obviously has the rights to it. If they do not go after these fan games, and somebody makes a fan game using their trademarked product of Pokemon, and that fan game ends up being a success, and they never go after it, the problem becomes that they are putting their own trademarks at risk. So, there's a famous case that gets taught about McDonald's old mascot. Not the hamburger chef thing that came before Ronald McDonald. Basically, they didn't go ahead and trademark or protect their trademarks for it, right? And so, somebody else ended up using it, and then they lost their rights to it, right? There's a couple laws that got put into place because of it. So if a company owns a trademark and another company goes, or doesn't own a trademark, but everybody understands that that is that product that owns that company, you cannot maliciously, like, copyright that item just to go ahead and take it and try and sell it back to the company. There's laws against that now. Not Hamburglar, but, let me see what his original, let me finish this off. Because it wasn't the Hamburglar, it was another thing that came before it. It was in some chef's hat thing. I really do have to look for it. Let me see. It was like some talking hamburger thing. Speedy. That's what his name was. His name was Speedy. To advertise their speed, they needed a mascot, so they created the Speedy, a chef with a hamburger-shaped head and an appropriately blunt name. So, Speedy was their original mascot. They didn't have anything with it. It eventually got taken by somebody. And then they, quote, tried to sell it back to McDonald's. They ended up suing them. McDonald's ended up winning. Law got put into effect. There's another case of... So, Crapper, we know Crapper as a name for a toilet, as a slang name for a toilet, right? But Crapper used to be a brand name product. It wasn't a nickname for a toilet, it was an actual toilet, right? So the guy who had Crapper didn't fight for ownership of the name. A bunch of people referred to the crapper, to a toilet, as the Crapper, and then he lost the trademark to it. So he could no longer use Crapper as his thing. So whenever a company allows somebody else to use their trademark or use their licensing or use their imaging and they don't go after them, the law could go ahead and strip them of their ability and ownership for whatever that product is. So in going after the fan games, it's not necessarily that they're trying to be malicious. It's not necessarily that they hate the fan games, it's that they're trying to go ahead and protect their ownership. That's all. So I can understand why they go after fan games. Yeah, sure, everyone wants Pokemon Uranium. Really cool idea. Great concept. Much better than anything Game Freak has come out with. But that's why they do it. Just telling you from not trying to protect the big bad evil corporation, but, you know, once upon a time, I did want to protect the big bad evil corporations because, you know, they wrote the big bad evil checks worth a lot of money. I'll be the first person to say, listen, I have no problem working for the big bad evil corporation if they have no problem moving my decimal point to the right. As a financier, I tend to think like that a lot. I've got no problem with that kind of stuff. You know, also, you know, when I was a kid, you know, Mafia Boss was on my list of dream jobs, so if that tells you that my moral compass, I'd be okay with it. No problem. Who would have thought? Dream job being Mafia Boss, and here I am, a financier working for the government. Working for the man. Makes a lot of sense. I understand what you mean. Yeah, it's I understand. A lot of times I can see it being malicious. I mean, can you imagine creating this multi-billion-dollar industry and then some kid in their basement comes up with a better product than you? Like, what a fucking diss on your company. That, you know, Joey Limbono, in I don't know, little Dingbat, Idaho, has decided he's gonna make the Pokemon game of the century, and it outsells or out-downloads your multi-billion-dollar industry production from, you know, insert person here by, like, 18 to 1. We all know the fan games are great. The fans, that's just probably the same reason why, like, Bethesda doesn't go so hard after their mods, because the mods are doing nothing but enhancing their games. They're not taking away from their games. They're not using a lot of their stuff. They're just enhancing it. And they don't have to fight to protect their stuff because no one's slapping Fallout whatever on top of their thing, or Elder Scrolls. It's kind of why I think Sky Oblivion and stuff has kind of been left out, because they haven't overtly said, like, it's our Elder Scrolls product, we're basically producers of this thing, it's all mods. They've got no problem with mods, they just don't like people using their products. Or their ideas. Or anything else. Anyway, let's get off of the law speak. As much as I do love reminiscing about the days when, you know, I used to put my nose so deep into a law book I could smell the history. I don't know if we're going to be able to go ahead and, I mean, the grind is pretty fast. So we might be able to go ahead and do a pretty fast grind. I mean, Hooter Nubs is going to be 55 before anybody else. It always is. Hooter Nubs is always faster than everybody. Just because, as a Kadabra, not being its final form means it has a lower XP threshold. And it also tends to, like, one-shot most things. With high special, high speed. It doesn't really have very many threats in its life. Yeah, we'll go to 55. There's no reason to go all the way to 56 or 58. I think 55 is a good enough number to be able to take it. Okay, that's worrisome. We could go to Floopy-Coo. I don't really think we need to. Floopy-Coo's only purpose is to take out flyers, and we have Ice Beam for that. So I think Floopy-Coo will just be casual backup. Alright, Hooter Nubs, let's head back and do our thing. So, what is everybody most excited for in this stream? Because I'm gonna be honest, the most exciting thing to me would be just getting to Gen 3. Because it'll be the first time I've ever played Gen 3, and everything's gonna be super new and exciting to me. If we can get 8,000 Fearos in a row, that would be nice. Nothing but Fearos, please. Or Doduos. I'll take nothing but Doduos. No Raticates, though. Giraffe. Oh, are you looking forward to me failing? I am not looking forward to any type of having to do this again. Listen, this is... Think about all the time we could have been experiencing Gen 3, because we definitely would have been done with Crystal by now. We would have 100% been done with Crystal. Thanos snapped the Fearo population. Listen, I'm ready. Get these Fearos out of my way. Get these Spears out of my way. Listen, we've had our fun in Genocide Cave. Now it is time to put down the birds. Their time is gone. It's the time of the Hooter Nubs now. That's a fucking sentence, isn't it? It's the age of the Hooter Nubs. Your Fearo is nervously sweating? Yeah, we could risk it for another quick attack. Even a critical quick won't take it down, so... But any more hits on it, and we're gonna switch it out. Yep, too much for me. Let's get Lapis up front. It's definitely our weakest. Once it hits 40, I think it should be stable enough to take out everything in one shot. I need to remember. If it's small, hit it with the water gun. If it's big, hit it with your body. Also, why the fuck is it that when I pull out Lapras, it's like Spearow, 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 Spearow. But, like, when I pull out anything else, it's like, here you go, here's the Raticate you ordered. Hello? There it is. Alright, we get rid of Water Gun for Ice Beam. That's it. It is fully online. That is everything that it needed. I think Body Slam is worse than Strength, so we'll go with Body Slam as my main move. Until we're out of Body Slams. So your doggo mascot attempted to make a Steel-type fake Mon based around it. Bear Trap, but it's a dog. That would be pretty hilarious. Listen, if you make something like that, send it to me. I would be more than happy to, like, show it off, put it places. I mean, not like I have any sway or influence, but that would be hilarious. A fake Mon based off of this thing. It already got that trappish look, so... that tray pinch, or whatever the hell it's called. That's my concern there. 38. Alright, let's get Lazy Boy up. Then Fellow will be next on the list. Yeah, I don't think I'm even worried about getting this thing into its Hyper Fang. I mean, it'll get it when it gets it. Hmm. 45. Oh, I didn't think it would survive a surf, but it's probably because it doesn't have that thing. Should have had strength, but it doesn't. Is there a move deleter in this version? Because strength is so much better than surf for this. Because strength really just relies on it. On it just being strong, rather than its special. But I don't recall if there is a move deleter in this version or not. So I think it's surf may be just its permanent part of its set here. If there is, it would probably be in lavender. Making my way real fast, kicking ass. Arena Trap, Strong Jaw, hidden ability, have name, but it raises the attack power of the trapping moves. What are those little... What are those little springs that tend to be used in traps and stuff like that? Those little springs that are used in mouse traps. Let's see. Let's see. Yo, I mean, you could always call it something like Springtrap. You know, it would be a reference to a popular franchise as well as an ability related to traps. I think that would be a pretty decent name for it. You would get the Five Nights at Freddy people being like, "Oh, Springtrap!" And then you get all the Pokemon players being like, "Ah, Springtrap, that makes sense." It's the effect of being the duration of the moves increased by 2, but it might be OP. Yeah, I wouldn't go with duration because it's the same reason why Wrap is such a strong move in Gen 1, because then you would have people who slap in things like Toxic, and Wrap, and that's an OP combo right there. Har har har. Hey, listen, you gotta play to that crowd, right? You gotta play to the crowd. Big ol' yuck yuck, right? Or you could always call it Hair Trigger. And instead of extending duration, it can increase the power and increase the priority. of a trap move. I feel like that's something you don't see too much. I think priority increasing abilities are really interesting, but you don't see a lot of people play into them. You see a lot of combos that utilize priority moves, but you don't see a lot of abilities that increase or decrease priority of certain things. Oh, I get it, I get it. I've never been one to... When I've always had the chance to design stuff myself, I've never liked the idea of making something OP. Hair trigger? Yeah, like... So, hair trigger is a term that comes from pistols. Or really, technically, hair trigger just refers to a mechanism that goes off at the slightest touch. So like a hair trigger pistol, or a hair trigger means that like the pistol is modified so that when the trigger itself is gently touched, the pistol itself would go off. Or a hair trigger referring to something like a trap that's on a hair trigger means that at the slightest vibration, the trap itself would go off. But yeah, I always think priority is a very interesting concept that Pokemon does not do well, aside from when you have things like, I think the Japanese currently have a method that they do. It's like some Hitmonchan gameplay that they play around with, where I believe the way it goes is that your Hitmonchan knows 3 moves. One is a slow move that always goes last, but hits for high damage. One is the Mach Punch, which is always supposed to go first. And the other one is like a counter move that will stop a move that goes fast. So it's like a rock, paper, scissors thing that they started playing with. That you get your one Hitmonchan and it's got those 3 moves on it, and you play with those. So if they play Mach Punch, then Mach Punch will go off first, unless that counter move that beats fast moves goes off first, then it'll stop it. But if that counter move goes off first before a slow move, it doesn't work, and then the slow move will go into effect. But Mach Punch will always beat the slow move to the punch. So it's kind of become its own little game thing. Ways to play Pokemon. I think that would be pretty cool. But priority, I think, would be a good way to go, because you see a lot of things that slow, a lot of traps that cause different status effects. But I think a modification of priority is an extremely difficult thing to do, because it probably relies on having certain conditions or tags being active. You made a bird based on classic superheroes with an ability called Heroism. Boost speed stat if priority move misses or fails. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's something I would definitely play with, something like that. And that would also give high miss moves or low accuracy moves a purpose, because then you could bait something into it. You could give it a move that only has a 50% chance of hitting, and then allow people to purposely use the move, hoping it doesn't hit. So that way they can continue to go ahead and boost their moves. Or boost themselves for purposely missing. Because, you know, it feels terrible when you use a move, hoping it's going to work out, and it misses, and you get nothing from it other than a slap to the face next turn, right? Why not give a benefit to a creature where its ability relies on whether it hits or misses? So that way, even if you do use those big risky moves, figured the speed increase could be used as bait. Yeah, that I could see it. I could see it. If I was going to do something like that, I think what I would do is I would probably give it an ability that does increase every time it misses a move and continues to stack how like Rollout and Fury Cutter, you know, moves with continuous effects. But then I would make the move that has a 30% chance to hit, right? It does massive damage, but it's based on how fast your Pokemon is, the damage is. Something like Extreme Speed, right? But it continues to boost until it does hit. And then your Pokemon's, your creature's speed would drastically decline after it finally does hit. So hitting it on the first turn would be like, yeah, I get in my major damage, but I also get a massive speed loss. So you're hoping to roll the dice and actually get a negative and not hit, versus actually hitting all the time. It'd also have Gale Wing, so people would use it, have to figure out what strat the bird's going by. Ah! That'd be interesting. Yeah, I always like designs like that. Personally, I'm really big on Lotto stuff. That's why you'll always hear me talk about risking it for the biscuit, because I am all about the biscuit risk it. I am all about those kind of moves. And you'll see me suffer from it a lot. I definitely have risked moves in times when I should not have at all. Alright, so 39 I think would work. So it should be able to take out just about everything on its own now. Maybe not a Fearow. Since we did take out a level 29 Raticate, I think it should be able to take most stuff out now. With my sole worry being quick attacks. Oh, okay, takes out the Fearow. Good. That's it. So 39 was the threshold to be able to take everything out. With quick attacks being my one problem. Strength, I don't know if it's going to be strong enough, but we'll see. Oh, it looks like strength isn't strong enough. Its ability would be Tangled Feet to use Thrash with an actual purpose. Listen, Thrash is great. Thrash is good. I think Swagger is a very unusual move, and I've never understood people who use Swagger. I get it. If you have a way to go ahead and get rid of that confusion, it's pretty good, but yeah. That's one of the few, confusion is one of those few risk it biscuits I do not take. I will not try and snatch the biscuit from a confusion. It's just, it's not worth it. I guess strength isn't gonna be, we'll take out this. Now we have Surf and Ice Beam, so I should be able to take out stuff with those. We'll use both of them because they are considered stabs. Because the confusion will boost its accuracy. Ah. That's pretty cool. But then confusion is a really nasty ability. I'm not a fan of confusion. Well, in terms of worst status effects on a Pokemon, I think freeze comes first. Confusion comes in a very hard second. And then I'd probably say Sleep is my next worst one after that. Poison is meh. Toxic is definitely a number 4 if Toxic is slotted in as different than Poison. 41. Damn, this thing's growing fast. Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Let people run the lotto on it. Self-inflicting confusion moves are things you don't see as much. Or, I think there are... Aren't there moves in later generations that people, like, will pre-poison or pre-status affect their Pokemon going into a fight? Like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe people do that in some of the later generations, right? They'll go in with the status effects so that they can't be hit with another. Ooh, maybe I could do that with a Croconaw. I could give myself, like... I could give myself another status effect so that Sleep won't hit my Pokemon. so I could give it something like poison, so it'd be forced to use something like Shadow Ball or whatever. That might be an option. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to get Shadow Ball, but maybe something to think for the future. Sort of inspired to make a rabbit with Deku inspired behind it. It's a huge maybe. My Hero Academia is, I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's pretty interesting. I like the direction that they're taking Deku in. I really like Dark Deku more than anything. You know, worn out, depressed, I'm too tired Deku. I have to take the burden of everything on my own Deku. You know, I think it's a really good design. Luft actually did a painting. She does a lot of anime paintings, and they sell like gangbusters when she does them. I don't know if you guys ever wanted to, what I would suggest is asking Luft if she would ever go ahead and do paintings on stream. Because she really likes painting, and she does some amazing paintings, and I think you guys would really like it. But, been playing One Justice 2 lately. Is that the arena fighter, or is that the battle royale one? Because I really enjoyed the battle royale one. I'm not a big fan of arena fighters. I think the last time that I played a good arena fighter that I enjoyed, actually, I can't remember the last time I played an arena fighter I enjoyed. Maybe I don't know, one of the Naruto ones. There was a Naruto game that I'm kind of really sad that I can't find anymore. One of the playable characters was Hinata, Hinata's younger sibling. And holy crap, I enjoyed the shit out of playing as Hanabi. It was such a fun experience because Hanabi was super slow, but almost every one of the moves would just send them flying and do massive damage. So you had to really time what you were going to do to get the counters and swings in to be able to properly get the hits and combos. Sounds fun. Fan of painting myself, but it's Arena Fighter. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Arena Fighter. I'm just... Arena Fighters, the last Arena Fighter game that I can remember, it wasn't even an Arena Fighter. It just had a multiplayer Arena Fighter mode that made it good. Was Zone of the Enders 2 Second Runner. That had an Arena Fighter mode, and it made my day. It was a great mode. Always made me feel happy playing it. But nobody I never knew had the multiplayer unlocked in that game, so. And it's not like it had internet access, so you couldn't, like, challenge people to it. Let's see, Gundam Versus was good back when. Not great, because everybody just played a very particular thing. Gundam Battle Operations, I wouldn't even call that an arena fighter, but it was definitely kind of an arena fighter. I super love me some Gundam games. You'll never hear me talk about it, except for probably, like, right now, but I super love me some Gundam games. You slap Gundam on something, I'm probably gonna just, you know, lick it and take it home. Oh, man. I'm gonna be dreaming about this fucking noise. I'm gonna be dreaming about these fucking super sped up chiptunes. Hello, Discord Raider. How are you doing today? We're just grinding. We're grinding. I hope you like grinding too. We're grinding. Nice sound you're making, Azo. Thanks. Almost 40,000 channel points, only 60 more to delete a Pokemon. Bored and tired. I just ask you, please don't delete a Pokemon in Gen 3, because I don't know enough about Gen 3 to be able to, like, really survive having a Pokemon deleted in there. Like, that's the only thing I ask. Please don't delete something in Gen 3. I don't know any of the... I would take Gen 4. I think I could survive having something deleted in Gen 4, but deleting something in Gen 3, I don't think I could survive. Because I hear that Gen 3 is pretty brutal on its own. And losing something in something I don't even understand, and I'm still... And there's so many things I would have to learn, would be very, very devastating. Finish the business plan your brother wanted you to make, so it's less hassle for me. Apparently it's very professional. Well, I hope that your business works out. You're bored and life is a loop. Nothing new really happens. Listen, if you want adventure, you gotta make it. You delete a Pokemon right before the champion? I mean, you could do that if you wanted. What do we even get rid of? Bubble Beam, I guess. I mean, Hyper Beam isn't great for me, but it's there. I feel like Bubble Beam would have had more use than Hyper Beam, to be honest. Yeah, life can get that way. Sometimes we all get into loops. Sometimes, you know, there's no real way to go ahead and, What if you accumulated 20,000 channel points at that point? I don't know. I don't know. Right back to the start? Well, I can... If that's how you want to play it, I've already asked... I've asked my thing, but... You're free to do what you'd like. I can tell you I would be a little upset about losing a thing. It's why I've already considered just taking it off completely, because I don't think it would be fair to myself or fair to anybody else who's watching for me to still have the hope of having 2 Pokemon or something left, and then... Or having 3 Pokemon that I could possibly win with, and then having it completely stripped away of no course of my own. So I have considered removing it, because it is, I thought about how the other people would feel, rather than just how much I would hate the person who did it. It's possible to accumulate that much? Listen, we all know it's not. Mud crabs definitely stripped me of my ebony armor. So, I mean, it's not impossible. Mudcrabs did it. That one time when I was sitting there trying to go ahead and get my thing, and then Mudcrabs out of nowhere, as soon as I got my fucking ebony armor and was trying to go ahead and use it, stripped me of it and made me throw it on the ground. So it's possible to do stuff like that. Takes months and months to obtain that? Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it's the incentive to get people to show up. If you want points, you know, show up, participate, do things. If you're just showing up for the points and you're not participating, then, I mean, it makes no point of having any of that. Entertainment for you? I mean, I'm glad that I can be. Can't always, because tired of school. Yeah, I get it. School can be tiring, but once you're done, you can move on with your life and everything else. I will say that I do kind of miss being in school. It was kind of nice not having to worry about it. I think that's why I liked the military life, because everything was super structured, and I didn't have to worry about shit. Everybody was already telling me what I needed to do. Well, I mean, here, look, if you want to entertain yourself, you know what's a good way to do it? Go write a book. Go write a book. You want to entertain yourself? Write your own story. I mean, that's what I do when I get really bored. When I get bored, I worldcraft. Being a child again sounds awesome. I don't know if I want to be a child in this generation, though. This generation's fucking weird. I'm gonna be honest. They're all a little weird to me. They find some of the most ridiculous things funny. Or, like... Not even just that, like, the type of humor or the things that people say, the most out-of-pocket shit. And I'm just like, okay, sure. I don't think I'd get along with my peers, honestly. Or maybe I would. Maybe I would, I don't know. I'm not a kid anymore. This generation sucks? I mean, every generation sucks. And every generation that's part of that generation is going to say their generation sucks. I don't think any of us are going to go ahead and be like, yeah, we're the greatest, we're the best. We're so much better than the rest. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can I get a G? G! You're glad that you can almost become drunk. Oh boy. Let me tell you, I hope that's not the only thing you're looking forward to. If drinking is the only thing you're looking forward to, that's a pretty bad one. Also, drinking is definitely not all it's cracked up to be. Drinking with friends is great. Drinking alone is terrible. If you're drinking alone, you may need to reevaluate and think about what you're doing and who and what choices have led you to drinking alone. Actually hate to grow up now, but back then, being a child would be awesome. Yeah. We say that. I think being a child would be awesome because we all say that we would want to go back, but I'll be honest, if I got the chance to do it all over again, I would not spend any time making any friends with everybody. Fuck everyone. No, I would be in it for me. I would be like, let me do these investments. Let me do them things that I wanted to go ahead and do. Spend money? Fuck that. Put away my allowance? I would save every goddamn penny, not give a shit about nobody, and make sure to do all the things that I know would make money. You've got a leader of 40% next to you. Welp. Hey! Welcome back, Reggie. How are you doing today? We're in our final grind before we go knock out the last of our things. So we have been literally doing this for probably about an hour and a half. Oh, we're at 55. That's good. We don't need any more than there. Buy Bitcoin when you can. Yeah, I mean, sure, but I don't think any of us understood how to go ahead and get it. It's not like it was an easy thing to just find back when, and most of us didn't have the supplies and parts to be able to farm Bitcoin if we wanted. And God forbid you try and set one of those up in your parents' place, they're gonna see the energy bill and slap the shit out of you and then be like, don't you ever think about doing that again. Also, I would definitely never want to be the first person who got Bitcoin. Not at all. Because you'd have to convince somebody that it's worth something. And that requires special people. See myself as I'll probably be a decent-sized house. Man! working and gaming in your free time. Listen, I wish I could get a decent-sized house. That's how I see myself in the future, but you can't see shit here. Eating Burger King because of the munchies. Ah. I hope it is delicious. We have pretty much given up fast food here, so that was our New Year's resolution, was to not have fast food. 3 Pokemon decks organized in an hour and a half. That's a record. And sometimes buying groceries and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a house. Getting a house is a pain. You could have bought 10,000 Bitcoins for like 10 bucks back then. I mean, sure. But, 1, you would have had to know somebody who had Bitcoin. 2, you would have had to do it after that guy ended up convincing the other dude that Bitcoin was worth something by buying that pizza. Like, we say stuff like that, but you'd be better off going for traditional gains than trying to go ahead and do some Bitcoin thing, because if you buy Bitcoin, it means somebody else isn't buying Bitcoin. And the person who you bought the Bitcoin from may be somebody who had a significant influence on it becoming a thing. So that is not a guaranteed thing. That every person who is involved with the early Bitcoin was part of making it where it was and what it was. So it wouldn't be as simple as just buying it and then hoping for the best, because all those people who had it early, they were all part of making it what it was. Here's about chemical, like, onion directed, I guess. It's satisfying the munchies. I'm glad. You live with Luft, right? Yep. Luft and I live together. Unfortunately, like, housing market and all of that is extremely expensive where I'm at. And, like, I can't just move away, even if I wanted to. My jobs and a lot of the jobs that'll pay me for what I have certificates for and stuff like that, I'd have to be in the area to make the kind of money that I'm making right now. And I can't find anybody who will do telework, so, you know. If I could find a company who would hire me for what I have right now, telework someplace else, I'd be great. The munchies are great. You've got them permanently. It's kind of annoying. Well, I mean, if you've got the munchies permanently, maybe cut back on whatever's giving you the munchies there, Discord. Ah, but if you're always hungry, I don't know. Maybe you're still a growing boy. You're probably gonna move to Germany? Huh. That would be interesting. I don't know if, I'm sure I would like living in Germany. From the small time that I got to spend over there, it was pretty interesting. So I think I would like it. Okay, we have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're hungry regardless? Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you then. If you're hungry regardless, then... Yep, you're just growing. Speaking of Pokemon, you caught a Zapdos to replace the, your dead Eevee and Articuno. Too much fire. You permanently have munchies for different reasons. Ah. Yeah, I didn't even... I'm not even going to worry about... going for any of the legendaries. It's not worth it. They're out of the way. It's too late in the game. They're strong, but I don't want to take the time to raise them. Eat as much as you want and gain no weight. Ah, that sounds you might have hypothyroidism. Or hyperthyroidism? Maybe? I don't know which it is. Or, you know, that's usually the way teenagers are. But man, if your metabolism ever slows down and catches up to you, boy howdy, you better prepare. Because your body is gonna want to eat everything in sight, and it's also gonna stock everything away. Wait 10 minutes and you're hungry again? The Netherlands sucks. What do you mean the Netherlands sucks? And I guess this isn't, it's not really a single button press. I mean, it's close. It's about as close, grinding here is about as close as I'm gonna get to single button press, but... Because you want a new electric type in the Articuno... Because you wanted it? Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna get an electric type, I mean, I prefer Jolteon. Obviously, your Eevee is dead. I mean... Zapdos would be a good replacement. I think Voltorb is a bad replacement. Electabuzz is a really decent replacement. Or just get something with a decent special and throw a normal type and Thunderbolt on it, and voila. Electric type. That's how that works. Let me see. Do you have any more? Cycling is fun. Forget what? I've never seen... Have you guys ever seen that before? Cycling is fun. Forget surfing. You guys ever seen that before? I never knew that was a thing. Ugh. Oh, it still has body slams. Okay, cool. Yes, amnesia. Wipe the floor with the Thunder. Yeah, Thunder's pretty... I think Thunder is the best of the power moves. You know, the power trio. Thunder has a higher... Well... Thunder, I think, is stronger than the rest of them, but I think Fire Blast is more accurate than them. I'm pretty sure they're all on the same thing, but I'm pretty sure I remember Thunder just being stronger overall. Did you tell me when you were drunk that you accidentally smoked the whole cigarette that your mom's dad had given you? It's your first ever. It's alright. Pretty boring. Passive addiction feeling is pretty messed up due to how it makes you want to associate hard times with it. Nope, that you did not. You did not tell me about that. Yeah, smoking is kind of difficult to get over. I went and did it cold turkey, and it sucked every step of the way. Thunder's goated? Yeah, Thunder's pretty damn good. I'm definitely a Fire Blast person. I always feel like Fire Blast is hella strong. Always liked Fire Blast as a move. To think. We still have other stuff to go ahead and do here. And we still have one more trip that we need to make, too, which I think is going to be hilarious. We still have to make it through the original rocket hideout. You're used to addiction. Getting it up doesn't really happen. Well, I mean, that's not how addiction works. Addiction just happens. You know? Just because you were addicted to one thing doesn't mean you suddenly get a resistance to it for another. How do you get the Lapras? You wanted that and you need a water type? The Lapras is in Silphco. So when you go through Silphco, there is a, after you beat Gary, the guy who's sitting in the same room, if you talk to him, he'll give you a Lapras. Yeah, I've always known about that Lapras. I know a lot of people don't actually talk to that dude, so some people do, like, don't even know that Lapras is in there, or that you can get it. But yeah, you can get yourself a free Lapras there. It's level 15, so you are gonna have to level it up. I'll warn you about that now. It is not... It is a free Lapras with a lot of work required for it. And it comes so late in the game that... Don't get addiction protection. Maybe it's mental resilience. Yeah, I mean, if you know the feeling and everything and you can feel it, then it's possible to go ahead and make a better decision if you know exactly what you're feeling. Need a better one than Poliwrath. I mean, Poliwrath's pretty damn good. Poliwrath is water fighting. It's not like there's any great fighting moves in this generation, but still, I mean, it's fairly solid. The reason I go with Lapras is strictly because it's an Ice Glock. So it has a water-ice typing. And it will learn Ice Beam at level 38, so it makes it a fairly good option to deal with the Elite Four. So, I much prefer it. Yeah, I tend to teach Fella Ice Beam as well, but it's mainly just to help me get through some of the early stuff. That's why Nicotine is boring. His tablets are like 10 times stronger. 54, 54, 49. Let's see. Really, Hooter Nubs is, as long as Hooter Nubs is 55, we can get through everything at 55. 54, this thing's it's honestly strong enough to get through what it needs to. Lazy Boy and Lapis Lazuli are the ones that really need the updates. So, he's not very good, must have got bad stats? Oh, I'm not sure. You wonder what awaits after death? Oh, well, I wish I could answer that one for you, but if I have no clue there. That's a very big philosophical question I think we all wonder. Alright, here we're gonna start going through it now, so... We could normally just, like, wait until after, but I feel like this is a good time to do it. Escape rope. Okay, go down. You would still have your soul? I mean, depends on what you believe and everything else. I have no idea. Maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't. That's a question for people with greater understanding than me. I am definitely afraid of death, and I think I always will be. You're really not trying to have a repeat of that Gengar, huh? With Team Rocket, I got 55. Done with Team Rocket? No, it's not that I'm not done with Team Rocket. I leave this one open. I mean, Silphco is already done. I've already done that. That's how I got my Lapras, was by beating up Team Rocket. No, I leave this one open Because late game, when I have to level up Lapras, this is one of the best and easiest places to level Lapras. And I can also come here for the rare candy, which I believe that's sitting right there. So yeah, it's not like I'm afraid of it or anything else. I just leave it for late game leveling. It's good to help out. I don't remember. I think we go this way. You definitely don't have your soul. If you die, so be it. Jeez. Man, what a nihilistic way to think about it. That goes to the same place. This goes down. This goes over. I believe this is the rare candy I want right here. Yeah. So that should put me at 6 or 7. 6 rare candies. So that's fine. We'll have to go back up and do this again, but... Stream's over, you're gonna hop and try and beat the Elite Four. Alright. I wish you the best of luck. You'll go of life until you die sometime. I'd hope so. It doesn't really matter, because once you're... I suppose, I mean... You know, I don't really think too much about it. As they say, cross that bridge when you get there, right? Strength. Surf, sure. And then talk to him. Oh no, I dropped the lift key on accident. That was definitely a, oh no, help, stepbrother. HP up. I don't think it's gonna work on any of them. I'm pretty sure it won't at this point. Floopy-coo? Yeah. I think we use it on Floopy-coo, that'd be about it. Let's go this way. It's done. What are these other moves? Razor Wind. Razor Wind is pretty good. Let's get rid of Growl. And then TM10, what are you? Double Edge. Garbage. Ugh, what a pain. This place is not fun. One of my least favorite places is just this whole puzzle ground here. What's the point in worrying? Well, yeah, I suppose. No more rooms for items. What the heck? Get out of here. Toss this. TM7, what are you? Probably garbage, too. Contains Horn Drill. Lapis is the only one that could use it, so... I hate these spinning puzzles so much. We'll go up. Fight these two dudes that are in here. Body slam. Current team is Poliwrath, Beedrill, Articuno, Pidgeot, Zapdos, and Raticate. Man, you have a hell of a lot more variety than I do. I am very specific about my Gen 1 team. I have very specific... My team looks almost identical every time I go through for Gen 1. And I think somebody said that, like, if you end up playing them like that, you'll usually end up with near-identical teams. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I know it works. Basement floor 4. You're pretty sure your Beedrill alone can solo it? Level 65. I think I had a Beedrill, like, I think Lulu Melon was one of our early catches. It got 0 use, because I caught it as a Kakuna, so the only thing it knew was Harden, and it was gonna take forever for it to get an actual move, and I didn't want to put in that kind of work for it. Aha, yes, now impressed you got here. Surf. Surf. Nope. Abandon Hydro Pump. Surf. Whatever you run into, grab whatever sounds cool for the playthrough. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. I don't care about the Silph Scope. Surf. Surf. It's my answer to everything at this point. Alright, cool. Done. Now we get the heck out of here. 46 is not too bad. You caught yours as a Kakuna? Yeah, it took far too long to level up. I didn't want to have to keep switching out, because all it knew at that point was Harden. It literally only knew Harden. And I wasn't going to sit there and have my Beedrill just know Harden forever. Alright, you have a good night, Demon Pumpkin. Oh, we still have gyms to go through. I'm over here, like, getting these things ready, forgetting I still have gyms to do. I think I knew I had gyms to do, and just wasn't ready to go do them. 40, 49, 46... Maybe we should just go finish these things to at least 52. And then just start slapping through. Lapras is gonna get a lot of good levels, when I get to Blaine. And then doing Viridian. I mean, everything is pretty much where it needs to be. Since Fella knows Ice Beam, it's able to go ahead and do what it needs to do. Lazy Boy is mainly just there to deal with whatever is... deal with the first set of Pokemon. Poison Sting when they become a Beedrill? They actually do not. When I evolved my Kakuna, it evolved and then did not learn anything. It stayed with Harden, and that was it. So, maybe it should have, but my Beedrill did not. I kept I got it all the way to level 11, and it didn't learn anything. At that point, I was done with it. But yeah, if it's supposed to learn something, it didn't for me. Yeah, I think we'll just put in, yours did? Well... I mean, if it did, that's great. Mine did not, so I don't really know what happened, but... Level 50. That should be enough to take it through the first rounds that I needed to do. Lapis Lazuli, let's get a couple levels, if we can, into it. No, I have no clue. I mean, I just don't remember mine getting Poison Sting. It probably should have gotten Poison Sting. Because I've heard a lot of people were like, what the heck? When it did evolve from the Kakuna and it couldn't do anything, it literally only knew Harden, and I was like, FML. So I just did put it in a box. Oh, no more. Cool. I think it's just body slam from here. $47. If it can get to 48, I think we can grind out the rest for it. Mainly, the Aerodactyl is, I think, the only thing that I'm scared of. That Aerodactyl is no joke, and even with Ice Beams, that Aerodactyl can annihilate my Pokemon. Mountain Dew, Code Red, or Baja Blast? I'm partial to Code Red, but I know Luft is really big on Baja Blast. You know, personally, since I've kind of cut a lot of that out. Since I haven't had fast food since the beginning of the year, and we pretty much cut back on a lot of that soda and stuff. We're trying to make healthier choices. It's funny because, like, we had, like, a bite of fast food. No, I guess that's a lie. No, we went to a convention and we had to get fast food because nothing else was open. So we had fast food once this year, and that was because we didn't really have much of a choice. And we ate it, and it was garbage. We were not happy about it. We sat there eating our cheeseburgers and stuff and being like, why did we eat this? It didn't even taste great. So we had it that once, and that was it. Sorry, I had to sit there and think about it. But yeah, we had it the once, and yeah, we're not going back to fast food. I mean, it just didn't have the same appeal at all. What do you eat? Plenty of stuff. We have a lot of burgers and things, steaks, since we do a lot of seasoning for ourselves and whatnot. Salads, sandwiches, soups, stews, porridges. We make a lot more than we used to because we have all this. We have all of the appliances and stuff to do it now. We can even make our own bread since we got a bread maker, which is pretty fucking cool. But yeah, we don't go out for fast food anymore. About the only restaurant we go to is Chewy's, which is one of the Mexican places around here, and that's pretty much it. That about accounts for our restaurant outing experience. We're gonna let it do its thing. Ate my squirrel, no wonder he died. Ha. That I did, I guess. Body slam. Body slam. Ice beam. I think from here on we can just ice beam everything. Sure. Hard kicking Hitmonlee. Do I want to give it a nickname? Sure. We're gonna name it... we're gonna name it... My Little... We're gonna name it My Little Pony. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee it is. We'll go with Bruce Lee. Everyone always names it, like, some type of thing, and I'm just like, I always like naming my stuff weird shit, rather than naming them in coherent words. Everyone names... I think the last one was named Jackie Chan. So we've had a Bruce Lee and a Jackie Chan so far. Body slam. We'll do a little bit of leveling up on it, so... That's where we're going with body slam versus the other possible options. Surf it. Oh. Okay. Guess I got lucky there. Yeah, that's the problem with having this here, is that, like... Since I'm not over-leveled like I normally would be, I gotta be a little careful, because I don't know if it'll take it out or not. Of course, strength would be disabled. Alright, no more body slams. And we should be able to just hooter nubs through it all, I think. Actually, good question. Can I hooter nubs through it, or am I gonna have to major mick through it? We'll go with hooter nubs to start with. It couldn't be any worse, so... Save as always. Bending spoons. Kadabra. Psychic. Let's go with fella. bite doesn't do anywhere near as what it used to, so... Hello? Alakazam. Yeah, I think Lazy Boy can handle it on its own. Not a standing great victory like I thought it was going to be. So, she's gonna give me Psy-Wave. I don't really care for Psy-Wave. As long as I got my badge, that's all I care about. Yeah, this is not gonna be... How do you get the T again? The Lapras? You would have named the Kadabra Spoondini? Yeah, I was just going for what I felt like. There weren't too many people around when I started doing those, so... Yeah, I think I really do need to get those to 55. I haven't had very comfortable victories, and that is a small problem to me. So... I don't feel like it's safe enough for me to be able to take them through those gyms. So yeah, I think 55 is the way to go. If Lapras goes down, that's fine, because I can always use Fella. There's always a backup, but still, I think Lazy Boy needs to be functional. Because this Pokemon, I think, are going to be at, like, level 60. For Rival. Headbutts. Surf is my weak move, so... I really wish I could get rid of it. I'd prefer to go ahead and replace that Surf with Strength. T for the roads. Listen, I don't know how to get the T. Couldn't tell you that much. Why on Cycling Road? Happened to Diglett Cave. I mean, we could go to Diglett Cave. Cycling Road is just overall better, in terms of how much I get out of it. Cycling Road, normally I would be grinding in Pokemon Mansion, but Pokemon Mansion has too many problems associated with it. Too many things cause poison in there. There are enemies that have self-destruct. It's a better place, but the encounter rates are also low even if the XP is high. So, Cycling Road becomes the last grinding spot we go to before facing off at the gyms and the Elite Four and stuff. It's a fairly good option. Diglett Cave is good. Once you get to about 35 to 40, this becomes a lot more viable since you're still doing the one-shots, with about the quick attack being the only amount of damage you're really gonna have issues with. Try the solo the Elite Four with just your Beedrill. I'm not sure. If you feel like doing it. I hear Beedrill's pretty strong, so couldn't tell you. Wouldn't want to be responsible for your Nuzlocke. Get some rest. Like I said, I couldn't tell you what to do. I would prefer not to be responsible for your... You know what? Let's use the Snorlax to fucking surf. I never surf on the Snorlax. Your Wi-Fi died, you swear? Streamers pause for a good 5 minutes. Listen, you don't have to swear to me. I'm not gonna be mad. I guess we really need to do work on Lazy Boy needs the real levels. Lapras Lazuli is more of a backup than anything. Lazy Boy is the real push and shove. Hooter Nubs is extremely important, but we can just psychic our way through everything when we need to. Fish are biting. I don't want to touch that other guy because he has nothing but Magikarp, so... Wouldn't it be really funny to beat the Elite Four with just a fucking Beedrill? I suppose. I mean, Beedrill was a very strong Pokemon in Gen 1, just like Tentacruel is an extremely strong Pokemon. There's a lot of things that are considered meta and extremely strong that I just don't end up using. Like Tentacruel. Tentacruel Toxic Wrap is an extremely strong combo. Because Toxic will go off every turn and Wrap will just keep him locked in. We're not fighting that level 5. Get out of here. Anything Beedrill's goated. Alright, wish you the best of luck. It knows fighting moves, but I think we can body slam through it and it should be fine. Body slam it, and then body slam it. Lose half my Pokemon to Koga. I saw the Beedrill and I was like, oh, time to meme on the game. Yeah, Beedrill's fairly solid, especially because it knows Twin Needle, one of the only bug moves in the entire game. So it's a good option. Definitely nothing wrong with it. Ooh, we do have one, talking about good option. We do actually have one really good option I've never even considered because I've never used it before. Imagine a Beedrill with Mega Punch. I think it can learn Mega Punch. But I'm not sure, I'm no expert. First, let me deposit some of this stuff. I'll keep the antidotes because we're gonna need them. Card key we don't need anymore. The Master Ball we don't really need. The Lift Key we can get rid of too. The Nugget will sell. The PP Up will sell. We'll drop this Moonstone. We don't really need it. And I guess TM7 we don't need either. I love how I never use any Ultra Balls, and I'm barely catching anything, like, through these entire playthrough. Joking because of its stinger on a tan, talk about a pugilist. Yeah, it definitely can just, you know, put a hole in something. It is a fairly strong Pokemon. I have heard that you can actually do a lot of good damage with it, so... Let me see. Let's get rid of this HP up. I don't think anything can get this HP up at this point. Oh, disregard. I didn't think it could. Guess they haven't really ground them all up to the point where they can... Ah, right. We need to withdraw something. This will be the first time I think I've ever withdrawn this. Oh, hold on. Who do we get rid of? Floopiku is great, but I think we'll deposit Floopiku. I need Major Mick for now, so... Let's go ahead and deposit Floopiku. It knows my Thunderbolt, which is the most important part. Oh, and we need to withdraw that. Old Amber! Because this will be the first time I've ever, in my entire history of Pokemon, done this. We would be giving up our chances at, like, Weezings and other stuff here, but I would prefer this over other stuff. This is also the first time I've been in this... No, second time I've been in this building. I was in here once before. Do you want to trade your Raichu for an Electrode? No. I think it's a rare prehistoric Pokemon. It's probably a piece of shit. Do you have a Venonat? Want to trade it for a Tangela? It's too bad. Can evolve into 1 to 3 different kinds of... Cool. I made a cool TM. Okay, what does it do? Is it metronome? It is metronome, isn't it? Motherfucking metronome. Hiya, I'm an important doctor. I study fossils. Hey, you have a fossil? Here you go. Aerodactyl. Yes. Give me that. Go for a walk. Take a little time, go for a walk. Oh, I just need to go outside, don't I? I think I could just go outside and then come back and it'd be fine. Where were you? The fossil's back to life. It's Aerodactyl. Do you want me to give a nickname to Aerodactyl? Hell yeah! Tupac, my guy. I have literally never used an Aerodactyl. Oh, and it's a level 30? Ugh. It's too late. It's too late for this thing to be in my party now. At least the other thing is fast enough that I can make use. It does have a super high special, so I mean, that is an option. It's a pretty damn good option, so. But we'll go ahead and keep it'll be a backup in case something happens. Let's see, where are you? Floopy-coo. There we are. Man, I have such minimal amounts. What does my Pokédex even look like? 20? Even less. I had 24 on the last one. Even less this time around. Alright, let's try and make this quick and get it over with. We'll go grab the escape rope so I can get out of here as quickly as possible once we're done. Please take it out. Oh, thanks. I wasn't sure if it was gonna take it out or not. Go up here. We press the button. We jump through that first one. Okay. It's too late. We could have had a muck, but we didn't. Carbos is speed. It won't have any effect. Disroot fucking guard, okay. Won't have any effect. Who the fuck do we give it to, then? I guess Floopy-coo. Make it faster than it already is. Alright. Switch this switch. Yes. Press the secret switch. Yeah, Ponyta, whatever. Get out of my way. Yeah, Muck, whatever. Get out of my way. It was poisoned. Wonderful. My favorite. That's why I keep these things on me. Because this is the last place I really need the antidotes at. We're not gonna futz with him. Rare candy, I think. I believe this is the last rare candy. No, we'll get one more rare candy before we head into the Elite Four. Right, now we use that escape rope. Get out of here. What is... Blizzard, and what's the other one? Solar Beam, right. Lapis could learn it, but Blizzard has a high miss rate is my only problem. Alright, now we can slap through Blaine over here, and then we should be pretty good to go for, I think, the rest of it. %70 accuracy, right? Something like that. Enough so it's good when it hits because of that 30% freeze, but not good enough to risk randomly using it. It's a fantastic move, but it's just not good enough to use it out of nowhere. Alright, so let's get Lapis Lazuli up. The other, like, Fella's fine. Fella will work extremely well. It's already Ice Glock ready. Floopiku really is a backup. I think its speed stat will make sure that it can actually fight. But it really just is a backup right now. Just as a Thunderbolt, if I need to. We're just gonna be fighting our way through. We're gonna surf so much of this stuff. I think I could actually body slam my way through most of this gym. Unless I need to surf on the big guys. Much easier to do it this way than to attempt to answer those questions. Like that one where it's like, does it evolve into a Butterfree, and it's the wrong answer even though it's the right answer? Did I miss every single one of those? I think I missed every single one of those body slams. That's nuts. Alright. From here on, it's just surf, 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 surf. Whatever. Get your Pokemon out of my face. Yeah, whatever. Okay, Volcano Badge, Fire Blast. Yeah, sure. Let's move along. It's just like a chaotic experience moving at this speed. It's so weird doing this. Oh man, I just don't want to be in this generation anymore. It was fun. It was cool getting the nostalgia hype the first time around. The second time, it's just wearing. Alright. I think most of this gym can be handled by surf stuff. But I am going to go ahead and take a quick look at Giovanni's lineup. Because I don't remember it. Oh, you didn't have to delete your stuff? Where'd you go? I figured that's good. Yeah, I mean, so far I'm doing all right. I'm just worried about going in a little bit earlier than I normally would. That's all. I'm fairly concerned about going in slightly early. Let me see if there is a move deleter, because I'd prefer to take out Surf. Is there a move deleter in Gen 1? Move deleter is a person in Regions Kanto. Let's see. Locations. Kanto in Fuchsia, next to the Pokemon Center. Huh. Well, shit, let's go there first. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean... Oh, Fire Red and Leaf Green. Disregard. It doesn't exist in Gen 1. Okay, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. Alright, let's, to slam the gym or not slam the gym? Ice Glock is fine. I'm less worried about that and more worried about getting through the first thing, so let's get Lazy Boy up front. Wow. Very revive. Much wow. Hey, that's right, it can actually surf. I forgot about that. Maybe surf isn't terrible here. Body slam. Body slam it. Still needs a surf to Victory Road. I have 3 other Pokemon that know surf. I really don't need surf on it. The reason I went for surf initially was because I thought that it would be decent, but it turns out its high physical attack really makes it better off knowing strength than surf. Yeah, I have surf on this thing, strength and surf on this thing, and then I have surf here. So all of my Watermon pretty much have it. Yeah, it's best to just grind it. No reason not to give up this free XP at this point. Giovanni Jr. over there. We'll switch out to Hooter Nubs. We're not gonna risk it on that. That biker had its head punched. That's pretty much how it goes. Like, you know, at endgame with level 55s onward, pretty much everything just like, you walk in, you slap them in their face, and then you move on to the next Pokemon. That's pretty much just how it goes at this point. Alright, Viridian Gym. So, I know these guys are here. Slash, Doug Trios, blah, 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 blah. So, one guard spec randomly. So, Surf, 3 on Surf. They're all technically ground, so I could just Surf my way through this. Yeah, I guess Surf would just work for everything. I mean, Poison Sting would be about the one thing. Maybe Body Slam would be about the only other thing I have to worry about. I mean, that Doug Trio is fast enough. It's my one real issue. Oh, okay. Here, and give me my fissure. Cool, now disappear forever. Goodbye. Alright. Let's get out of here. Let's make like a cat and scat. I am curious if I should even attempt to go through with my Pokemon not at, like, a high enough condition. Because currently they're at, like, 55. I can get my one thing in... Hold on, do I have my repels on me? I do not. Okay. We're gonna do a couple stops before we go anywhere else. Heading to Fuchsia. Okay, now we have a teleport point just in case. Oh, this is a bad place for the market, isn't it? Yeah, the market's terrible here. I don't know why I decided to go to Fuchsia. Let's go to Saffron. I could go to Cinnabar. They probably have exactly what I want. You sons of a hot dog. You guys don't have it either? What the heck is wrong with me? I thought that I wanted to go someplace that I have no idea where I'm going. Alright. Super repels. You don't have... Oh my god. Who has those super repels? Is it Vermilion? Is that where I need to go? Hate this place. I'm over here just trying to do a good job. What do we get rid of? Pretty much everything at this point. You can't put a price on a secret key? Yeah, you can. Just slap a tag on there. Tell me what you want for it. I think it's in Vermilion, so let's fly off to Vermilion. If it's not, I'm gonna throw my controller. Repels, that'll work. I don't need more than 12. That should be fine. Oh god, let me check my rival's stuff again. He's such a pain. I hate dealing with the rival in this generation. We're almost done. It's just got one more to go. In champion fight, he's got like 50-somethings. But it's doable. The only real problem that he has is the Alakazam. His 63 Gyarados is a little bit of an issue. His 61 Executor, I think I can use Ice Beam on, and that should be fine. With its only other issue being Why does it only have 3 moves? Hypnosis, Barrage, and Stomp? That's so weird. You would think he'd have something left on it. He's such a cheater. His Pokemon know, like... His freaking Gyarados knows Hydro Pump. In Lavender. The cheaty fuck. After they defeat Giovanni. Alright, Pidgeot. I think I can still speed it through. We'll put Floopiku up front. I think it can still beat it in terms of speed. Everything else will be easy enough to handle. Oh, here we go. My route, whatever this is, encounter. We're gonna let it go. At this point, it is gone. If I need a Nidoqueen right now, I'm in serious trouble. Shut up. Show me your bird. Lefella or Lazuli? Lazuli's the better option. .47 Hydro Pump, Rage, Leer. Now we can stick with it. And I just Ice Beam it. Alakazam. Which is gonna be the whole purpose it exists, is for Lazy Boy, so... And Lazuli. And we'll just surf on it. Cool. I was careless, you loosened me up. Great. Thanks. It's my job to loosen you up there. Yeah, whatever. Just let me through all your gates. I know where I'm at. We all know I've passed the tests. Gotta be honest, I was not expecting a Ditto at this point in my playthrough. It's super late to be worrying about a Ditto. We're gonna run. It's not worth possibly losing my thing for it. We have 7 rare candies. Yeah, that means we'll have 8 rare candies on us, so we can just pump them on we need. Floopiku is not going to... I think Lapis can pretty much surf its way through if it needs to. Especially because we need to make sure our ice blocks are are good to go. Right. My whole thing was to get all those repels so I could avoid doing exactly this. Avoid getting into any of these fights. I suppose it's levels. Won't turn down good XP, I guess. It's just gonna be the obnoxiously large amount of fights that I have to deal with. 42? Who let you in here? Oh my goodness. So many encounters! Yeah, we're gonna go this way so we can get the rare candy first. No one gives a damn about that aerial ace. Or whatever that is up there. We'll just avoid this trainer. We don't really want to fight anybody. Did it all the first time, was enough of a pain then. Fuck! That's what I get. That's what I get. Thought I could just make it through home free. Hello, Moltres. Goodbye, Moltres. Yes, I'm aware it requires strength to move, as all of the prior boulders did. Surf on the Graveler. I thought there was something there, but I guess not. Oh, that's right, we can use Ice Beam, so if we run out, we'll use Ice Beam instead. We're almost, well, I say we're almost there, but if we keep having all these stops in between, we're not going to be anywhere close to this. Runs out of Ice Beams, though, we are going to switch to... We're going to switch to Fella. That crits. Completely forgot. Karate crits. What are these last two TMs I got? 47 is Explosion, Mega Kick. Need neither of these. Almost out of here. Da 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 da. Okay. There it is. There it is. I think we're probably going in. This is probably the weakest we've ever gone in to do this fight. Alright, let's get him out. The stuff I actually need. Max Ethers. Elixirs. Oh. Right. Gotta get rid of some of the other stuff. We don't need our bicycle. Don't need our town map now. We'll keep the HMs because something could happen. Some of those TMs we can keep just in case. The repels, we didn't even use a single one of them. I feel so mad about that. That's it? Wow, I didn't pick up much this time, did I? I was pretty efficient this go around. Alright, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll finish off the Elite Four after I make a couple purchases. Alright. Let's go ahead and get some of these full restores. And by some, I mean, like, a lot. $25 should hold it. We'll get 20 full heals. Don't think I'll need that much, but you know. Of course, max repels. Alright, let's use these rare candies. Lapis gets to... Hooter Nubs gets to... Fella gets to... And then Lazy Boy gets to... Trying to learn Hyper Beam. I love it. And if I could get rid of Surf for it, I would, but... Pop out Amnesia, because there's no point in worrying about it at this point. We're not going for special, for Amnesia Lax. Alright. Hit our save file right here. And let's go in for it. First things first. Lazy Boy goes in front. He pretty much handles the first set of Pokemon. Yeah, Frozen is a nasty thing, so we're gonna try and just hope for the best here. Cloyster. Slowbro. We just body slam our way through it. Jinx. And Lapras. Ooh. We're gonna use our first full restore here. Wasn't expecting that random nonsense. Wow. Almost took out the Snorlax. I mean, it is slightly not perfect Snorlax like I would normally use, so... Alright, next is... Bruno. Let's use Fella here, because Fella's also our other Ice Block. Hitmonchan, there'll be Hooter Nubs here. Psybeam should be more than enough. Onyx. Switch out for Fella again. Surf. Machamp. Switch out for Hooter Nubs. Psychic. Alright, next is going to be Agatha. It is all Hooter Nubs here. Psychic. 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 Psychic! Alright, I think it's Elixir. I don't remember if it's Elixir or Ether that I need here. Well, I guess Elixir restores everything. Okay, we are going to go with Fella to start out with. I think Fella's the better option. Dragon trainers, blah blah blah, yeah. Ice Beam. Ice Beam. Frozen Solid, that's it. Once it's Frozen Solid, there's like... That's pretty much it, over for it. Dragonair. Actually, let's go with Lapis. It's much stronger Ice Beam. Aerodactyl, there's no good way to handle it. If it had gotten Rock Slide off, that would have been it right there. Yeah, whatever. I know I've got one more thing, so let's go ahead and get my full restores and just use them. Alright, now we've got Champion here. Ice. Frozen Solid again? Holy shit, we got real lucky there. Alakazam, switch to Lazy Boy. Body Slam it. Rhydon. Yeah, we'll switch that to... His Rhydon could OTK me, so I need to be very careful. Perfect. I'm glad that worked out, because if it didn't, we'd be in trouble. Gyarados will switch out to Lapis. As Fire Blast, Rage, Fire Spin. We should be able to handle it easy. We're gonna full restore on Lapis. Fire Blast has such a high chance of missing, so... There it is! Done, 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 done. Yeah, okay. Whatever, loser, get out of my way. We're done here. We did what we had to do. We're in the Hall of Records. Get out of my way. Make way for Prince Ollie. See, look at that. You guys can't say I don't use diversity. Look at that Persian I didn't even use. That's in my team. Look, Hooter Nubs. That's a new name, right? I mean, Fearow is to be expected. If a Mick doesn't make it its way into, like, the final four, I'd be very surprised. There we go. God, it's gonna tell me get fucking wrecked. Still need more Pokemon. Try to catch other species. Thanks. Alright, cool. We've done it. We're gracious. We've reached the end of the thing. Yep, look at all them Pokemons going through. Wow. Amazing. The end. Alright. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. We'll go ahead and get back on the yellows tomorrow. And I don't think we can slap through that as quickly as we can, so we'll have to figure that out. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, sub, share, follow, all that good stuff. Helps the channel grow. Help me grow by telling all your friends. Thanks. And leave your comments down below. We'll be back again tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic night. And as always, until I see you again, stay golden.